numbers. There has to be some particular numbers that they may see for them to certify you good to go. So today, we're not just looking at your health as an individual, we're not looking at the numbers when it comes to your business. The finances, everything, you must be able to track the numbers and you must be able to monitor it and know what to do with the numbers. So it's all about numbers tonight. And thankfully, we have a very cerebral, very, very intelligent accountant in the house who's going to help us break this thing down so that we can know what and what to look out for. Now, before we go on and before I introduce let me just introduce my co-host. You already know him. He's always there, all the way from Johannesburg, Joburg. I need to pay a trip to Joburg very soon when all this COVID thing has gone down. But interesting, I've been fully vaccinated now. I think I've got my second dose of the AstraZeneca COVID vaccine. So I think I should be able to travel anywhere right now. So that means I will be coming to Joburg very soon. So Emmanuel, prepare for my visit. Good. So I have Emmanuel there.
No problem, sir.
He's always my go-to guy when it comes to this. He always have my back. He's always got my back, and then he's been tremendous. But before we go on to today's topic, it's always good for us to let you know that today is like the final day of this series. Yeah, the last one. So we'll go on break for like a month or so, and then we'll come back again with something probably same thing or probably something new, something different, something more powerful and more engaging. So after tonight, we're going on break for the Keeping Your Business in Business series. But we're definitely not going on break next week. Next week, we're going to be having programs on Friday to Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, we're having a colloquium for pastors to celebrate my birthday. I will be turning 50 on the 27th of June. 50 on the 27th of June. So, but on the 25th of June, we'll be having a colloquium for pastors. And what we have decided to discuss there is all about cultural intelligence. How do you go into someone else's domain and be intelligent when it comes to their culture? It is not just about the critical race theory that is going on in America. It is not about racism. It's not about all that. You must know what to do. You must know what the economy demands of you. And then you must know what the society demands of you before you leave the shores of your own country. So although we'll be talking from the perspective of ministry, but know this, that it's going to cut across. Many of us in Nigeria right now, we have plan B. We have plan B, we have plan C, we have plan even up to Z or Z. And then it's the best place to be on Friday, 7 p.m. on this call. You will hear people from all over the world begin to talk about cultural intelligence. Keynote address will be delivered by our Canon Yemi Adedeji. And then also, we will have my friends, Reverend Laurie Daosa, an American, Nigerian, pastored in America and pastored in Nigeria. So she will be on the call. And also we will have Lekon Adegunwa, my very good friend from UK, Preston, UK. He is also going to be the panel. We have Sam Okodwa, also from Manchester, UK, is also going to be on the panel. So, can you hear me, Manuel?
Yes, I can hear you very well, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Can you? Yes, I can hear you very well.
I don't know whether you
I don't know
can.
if you can hear me, but I can hear you very well. Please, if you can hear PNA, can you go to the chat box and just
Okay,
say,
you can hear me.
yes, I can.
Emmanuel, if you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up, and I will know. Just give me thumbs up.
I can.
So I'll go on. Then, so that's that
Yeah.
about. And also, we have Andrew Bauer, a very good friend from Canada, so that we can talk about the diversity in culture and how you can manage it as an individual and to moderate that session for us. Who else? But from my friends by my friend in South Africa. So you can bring in the African flavor. And that's going to be Emmanuel John Onoha. He's going to moderate the session for us on Friday. Yeah. And then on Saturday, 7 p.m. also, we'll shift our attention to business. We'll shift our attention to business. And then when we shift our attention to business, we'll have my good friend also, who's going to be moderating that for us. His name is Niyi Adekunle. Niyi Adekunle will be moderating that session for us on Saturday. And then to give the keynote address would be Dr. Christopher Collade. And then we'll have on the panel, Professor Patitomi, Dr. Godi Ibru, Azubike Isikwene, and Samson Davis. And they will be talking about building centenary businesses, the myths, the challenges, and the principles. Here we'll be talking about having visions, what you need to do, succession planning and all that, because that has been my heart cry. We need people who would be able to teach us on how to start and sustain our businesses. So that's going to be Saturday, 7 p.m. on Saturday. You don't want to miss that also. Please make sure you join our Telegram group. And then if you have not been there, they'll be sharing a link with you right now on the chat room. Daniel, whoever you are there on the back end, please just share the link on the chat room. Just make sure you join our Telegram group, and then we'll be able to give you all the information that you will need to be able to be part of this. Also on Sunday, which is the D-Day, that is when I will officially turn 20. Sorry, I said I will officially turn 27. No, on the 27th, I will officially turn 50. So there we will be having an awesome praise time, enjoying ourselves in the presence of the Lord. And then, it's going to be boogie worship, party, lot to eat, lot to drink. And then it's a pity and so unfortunate that I can't invite everybody because of the COVID restriction. We can only get 400 people into that auditorium. So we are trying our best to make sure that we get as many people as possible in. But one thing we've decided to do also is to make sure that we stream this live. We stream it live so that people can also be part of it. So if you're in our Telegram group, you will also be able to see all that also. You'll be able to see that also wherever you are, whether you're in South Africa or you are in, UK, anywhere, you will be able to see everything that we have to offer when it comes to that celebration party. You can see already on the screen, I guess, we'll be having Chinwo Tokwe Alabi, Pastor Kunle Ajayi, and Reverend Victor Atenega. A whole lot of other people are also coming. Big Balaji, please make it a date with us and at least come and celebrate with me. Come and celebrate with me. I've never had a party before in my life. So at least I'm having one now. First party that I need will be celebrating. So you have to come and celebrate it with me. Why am I even celebrating my 50th? COVID came and we survived it. Shouldn't we thank God? I guess we should thank God. And we should celebrate whatever we have.
But besides, 50 is a remarkable milestone.
You have to You have to enjoy your life on the way to where you're on your way to destiny. You don't deny yourself of some things and say you want to keep destiny. God help you if we get there. So we enjoy as we move on. So that's what we'll have for you next weekend, starting from Friday to Sunday. And then I hope you will be able to join us. So Emmanuel, over to you. Let them know about today's program, and then we can take it out from there. Good.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Guys, please, if you can hear me, apparently Nii can hear me. But if you can hear me, can you please go to the chat box and just say you can hear me? I just want to be sure all is well from my side. Please, can I get someone to just let me know you can hear me, or perhaps someone should just do a thumbs up, because I don't know. Okay, God's time says I can hear you. Godwin Akintola, thank you so much. School of Sales, Nigeria, thank you so much. Club EFI, thank you. And so tonight is going to be a very strategic night. Joseph Alimi, thank you as well. It's going to be really a strategic night, and we're discussing numbers, but PNA has said a lot about what's happening tonight, what's happening within the week. So in as much as we're ending the session, the series tonight, we're still going to, next week is activity parts. There's Friday, there's Saturday, there's Sunday. And also, I will also want to say that please, if you're in Lagos, if you're anywhere around, if you're not in Lagos and you want to be a part of the celebration, you want to celebrate PNA, please let us know, reach out to us. We will guide you on how to do, get your personal celebration across to him, because relationships are supposed to be nurtured in order to be maximized. It will be important if you can understand what I'm saying. So tonight we're talking about numbers. Apparently, the reason I didn't do science was because the X and Y were too much. But tonight we're not focusing on the X and the Y, we're focusing on the numbers, which is important for our health. And an astute accountant, a remarkable accountant, is going to be taking us on this today. Marian Ajari is going to be taking us on this subject. So I want us to please turn on our videos, listen, let's be a part of the session. When your videos are on, it encourages the speaker, and the speaker has more, the person kind of communicates better when he can see people's faces as opposed to avatars and photos. Okay, and please don't eat during the session. Don't, make sure your microphone is mute. And if you have to undress or something, just make sure you turn off your video. Tomorrow is Sunday, so that we don't get distracted. And also when you want to ask your questions, please turn on your videos. We will not be able to take questions from people whose videos are not on. And if you know people who are supposed to be on the platform today that are not here, please send out an invite to them. Let them come on as the speaker comes on today. So guys, with so much excitement, thank you so much, Catherine, for turning on your video. I see others also turning on their videos. So with so much excitement today, guys, let's welcome our speaker for tonight. Can you go to the chat box and say something? Welcome Marian, welcome her on the chat box. Tell her your expectations for tonight. Olawale, thank you for turning on your video. Miriam, you're welcome. You're welcome. You look really so beautiful, even much more beautiful than what we have on the flyer. Good to have you here tonight. Can you unmute yourself, please? Guys, please, let's go to the chat box and welcome her. Oh, people are saying welcome. Please, let's welcome her and tell her our expectations tonight. We really want to know how the numbers add up, how we can get the right numbers. Olawale, thank you for that. So, Miss Miriam or Mrs. Miriam, you're welcome. You're welcome tonight. Welcome to Nii Adesanya Business Professional Forum, and we hope to get upgraded one more time tonight. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Can you speak so we can make sure that your audio is fine?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, excellent. That's good. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pastor Nii. Good evening, Mr. Emmanuel. Nice to be here tonight. I'm really excited. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. I can see your messages in the chat box. Thank you very much. Okay, so when Pastor Nee called me and asked me to come join him, you know, I was wondering what was I going to talk about, and then told him, but it's true. The numbers never lie. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So how understanding the numbers can help you build a sustainable business. Okay, so my name is Marian Ajari. I'm from Jigawa State, even though I don't speak Hausa. My mom is Yoruba, so I don't speak Hausa. I'm a ACCA charter holder. I have an MSc in finance. I've been into consulting for over 10 years. And so in my career, I've seen a lot of businesses that don't keep their books, you know, and it's very funny because everybody claims they're going into business for profit, except for NGOs who go into business for passion's sake, right? You're going into business for profit, but you don't have numbers. 2 years ago, I met this client and I was shocked when I got in and I saw that they were making about $1 billion a year and they didn't have no books. I was shocked. $1 billion, I'm not joking, 1 billion. And they did not have books. So it applies to not just the small companies, but also the large companies, okay? So tonight what I'm going to talk about is just why you should, it's about the importance, why it's important for you. So wherever level you are, because I knew Pastor said that there were going to be C-suite level people here, and maybe probably people who are just starting their businesses, probably some people who are employees, you know, different cuts across different types of people that will be in the. So let's sit back and enjoy it. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll start, okay? All right. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. Okay. So start with this. Why are you in business, right? We're in business to make profit, okay? So while we're in business to make profits, we also, so Pastor has been running this series, and one of the things that's been, that I've noticed is that he's talking about us being able to build sustainable businesses, okay? So there was a study that went around a while ago where they talked about how Nigeria does not have a lot of indigenous companies that are 100 years and above, right? And that is because most Nigerian indigenous companies die before they're 100 years, okay? I even had this client where so I went there and then we're talking about business, and he said his kids are in America and they don't want to come back, they don't want to do his business, so he doesn't even know what's going to happen. So he was thinking about handing over the business to a staff that's been there for like over 10 years, 15 years, you understand, to run the business, right? So building a sustainable business. So sometimes it could be that the company is not profitable enough, or the company was not properly run, or the company was not strategic enough. That could be a reason why the business will not be sustainable in the long run. And sometimes it could just be that nobody wants to carry on the business, okay? All right, so, but when we now have businesses, right, we begin and we start business, we get to break even. After we break even, we start to make profit. After we start to make profit, you want to grow, you want to expand, right? These are reasons why we come into business. So I'm sure everybody knows about a guy called Warren Buffett, right? That's one of the world's richest investors. You will know him. So he says that accounting is the language of business, right? Accounting is the language of business. That is, you cannot be in business and not have numbers. You cannot be in business and not have books. Why? The reason why we have books is to make decisions. And today I'm going to look at different types of people who need to make decisions with the book, especially you. Then I'll now focus on the investor, right? Especially you and the investor, people who need to make decisions with the books, right? So you look at a Warren Buffett, why does he need the books? He needs it so that he can make decisions, right? So he's like, he likes to invest, right? So he's going to be doing a lot of analysis on what company do I invest in? Is this company profitable? Is this company liquid? Is this company going to increase my return on equity, my return on investment? Those are the kind of things he's looking out for. So for him to talk about this, if the world's richest investor is telling you that accounting is language of business, then you have to take it very important, okay? So one reason why people don't take it important is because, so I find that it's because a lot of people don't understand it. Sometimes some people think is too hard, but there's nothing you cannot learn, okay? So we'll jump in tonight and we'll have some fun, okay? All right, so when we talk about numbers in accounting, so layman will say numbers, right? So numbers is just talking about financial statements, right? I'm sure some of you have heard it before. So it is just a summary of all the financial transaction in a business in the business in a period. So all companies have a period in which they do business. So usually January to December, and there's going to be a series of transactions. Some companies can have about 1,000 transactions in a day. Some companies will have 1,000 transactions in a month. Some companies will have just 1,000 transactions in a year. So it depends on the size of the company. But no matter whatever the size, we have to keep all of these records, okay? So tonight what we're just going to be doing is we're just going to be crunching numbers. We're going to be talking accounting stuff, finance stuff, C-suite stuff. So just enjoy it, okay? So why numbers? Like I said, financial statement. Okay, somebody says she can't hear. Is it everybody that can't hear or just this person?
I think just this person, because I can hear.
Okay. Okay, perfect then. All right. So why numbers, right? Numbers are used to make decisions, okay? People want to make decisions with numbers. Who are the people who want to make decisions? Look at these guys. We have about 8 guys. We can have as much as 10 of them, right? So we have management. Management will make decisions. Is my So we have the lenders too. Before any banker will give you a loan, they're going to have to check your books because they're going to be asking different questions. Is this company liquid? Will they be able to pay me back? Is this company managing their assets efficiently? Is this company already exposed to debt? Is this company profitable enough? They're checking out all of those stuff before they give you money, a loan or whatever form of credit product they are giving to you. Suppliers, customers, in more developed nations, suppliers and customers are looking at the financial statement. Then we have the government. If you look at the government, we're talking about tax authorities. So in Nigeria, you look at the LIRS, Lagos LIRS, FIRS, they're looking, okay, is this company profitable? Then they slam you your tax, you pay for the year. We have the public, right? The public is also interested in financial statement, and analysts, maybe like me, who will be analyzing different companies' financial statement to find out what's going on there, okay? So let's talk about this now. So we'll break it down we'll start from accounting, we'll now go into finance, right? So we're talking numbers tonight. So one thing that is very important is structure. I'm sure if you've been in social media, Instagram space, you'd have been hearing structure, right? And I'm sure you're even tired of hearing it, okay? Structure is very important, very, very important for every form of business, right? Because a company is like a body system, right? The body system has the body has many systems, right? It has the endocrine system, skeletal system, digestive system, muscular system, who read biology, can you help me? Reproductive system and all the other systems in the body. And they have to work together, right? Your heart has to work with your brain. You know, they say when your brain is dead, that's when you're certified dead, or when your heart stops, that's when you're certified dead. But some other functions some other areas of the body, if they're working, you know that you will not feel good if some parts of your body are not working. That is how a company is. A company is like a system, right? And
it's like the human body rather, and it has many systems inside of it. A lot of people like to focus on operations and marketing. Marketing because marketing is going to bring you so much money, right? Operations because if you don't carry out your day-to-day, right, you will not be able to make money, okay? But they don't look at the other support systems. The support systems are people like accounting, HR, IT, all of those other guys. Those guys are support systems that hold the company. Do you understand? So you cannot just focus on your core. Say you're focusing on operations and marketing and you forget the others. You'll be in trouble. Especially, how will you know if you're making a profit or making a loss? Do you understand? Okay. So these are the things that makes having structure in your business very important. Okay. So look at your company as a human body that has many systems, and these systems, they have to all perfectly, okay? So in accounting, we look at 4 major things, right? We look at the people, that's the staff. We have to ensure they're competent enough to carry out their duties. We have processes. Processes is very important. So you'd have heard something like internal controls. So when you talk internal controls, what we're talking about is, let me put it in layman's English, because that's how I teach. I use layman's English. How to catch a thief. That's what internal control is about. When you put controls in place, it's very easy to catch somebody, because if you're in business, you're trying to increase your shareholders' wealth. You're trying to increase your wealth, right? Because every money that is contributed into the business comes from 2 people, either the owner of the business or a third party. So you, the owner of the business, as the company keeps on growing, your equity and your wealth in the business keeps on growing. As the company keeps on being profitable, the equity and the wealth of the shareholder, that is you, the business owner, keeps on growing, okay? So when you have that and you want it to keep on growing, that means you want the company to be profitable. If the company is not profitable, there's 1 or 2 things happening. Is either you're not generating enough revenue. If you're not generating enough revenue, you will not have enough profits, because the only way to have profit is to either increase your revenue or reduce your expenses. Then the other thing that could be going wrong is if there is something called fraud and error, okay? So the difference is intent, right? When is fraud, someone is clearly stealing. When is error, somebody made a mistake. So when there's processes put in place, it's easy to avoid errors. That's if there was no intent to do anything wrong. And it's also easy for us to do what? Catch somebody that wants to do fraud, okay? Why am I saying this? This is very important, because I look at most businesses, like every other week when I'm going to my clients are on retainer with me. When I'm going there, there's always one issue on another, right? It's either we just found this out, we just found that out. Systems we put in place always catches them all the time, right? So we're always finding them. And all these things, what happens? It erodes the profit of the company. Anything that erodes your profit, your company will not grow, okay? So that's why it's very important. Then we also look at technology, that's ensuring that we use softwares to ensure the accuracy and speed of getting your financial reports ready. And we also look at compliance to rules and regulations and other things, okay? So what most entrepreneurs currently do is inflow minus outflow is net inflow. That is what comes in minus what goes out, and they think that's profit, but that is so wrong, okay? So what is supposed to be is what? Revenue minus expenses is equals to profit, okay? So, and this is something that a lot of people are constantly getting more aware of nowadays, that it is revenue minus expense is equals to profit. So you have to get a little bit of financial literacy, not just for your personal finance, but also for your business finance, because everybody is more about personal finance, their personal investment. What about your business? Your business, you want it to grow, especially if you are not in the Jackpot set. People that want to, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. People that want to Jackpot, you understand? If you're going to be in Nigeria, you're going to be here, and you want to build a business that will outlive you, that will outlast you, right? You want to remain profitable, because as you remain profitable, strategy is on point, internal control is on point, everything is on point. You remain profitable, you keep on growing, expanding, and then your business can outlive you, okay? So how should we look at the financial statement? So we should look at it month on month, year on year. So let me share this. Okay, so can you see this? Hello? Can you see my screen? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Essie. Thank you, Pastor Ifeanyi. All right, that's fine. All right. Okay, fine, thank you. All right, so you look at this, right? And you look at every very normal business, they might just have their financial statement for just 1 month. So another thing that's important is for you to be able to look at your report side by side. Why is this important? It helps you watch something that is very important, something we call trends, right? Trends can either be, if you look at my cursor, trends can either be upward, it can be downward, it can be static, and it can be topsy-turvy. Topsy-turvy is when it goes up, down, right? When these things happen, right, what happens is you, the person who's trying to make a decision, remember I told you about different people who need the financial statement, right? And I said you need it for decision making. You who is trying to make the decision now begins to ask questions, right? Why is it increasing? Why is it decreasing? But if you don't have numbers, you cannot ask any questions. You're not tracking anything. Everything must be tracked. Okay, so look at this. Now look at this company. This is a consulting firm, right? So they have professional fees. Can you see January they made 1.367 million. February they made 1.505. Can you see it increased? March it decreased. April it decreased. May it increased again. It picked up. You begin to ask questions. Why is it dropping? Why is it increasing? Why is it dropping? Why is it increasing? You can see your performance, right? Month on month. And this same thing, you can see it what? Year on year, right? You begin to see things. Look, let me tell you the truth, right? If you look at it when it's just 1 month, right? You will not be able to tell as much as when you're looking at it month on month. Can you see? So here I'm looking at what? Year till date, right? January, February, March, April, May. Look, you can tell a story. You can understand what's going on in your business. Can you see? Everything is clear here. Then we have the cost of sales, that is, these are the direct costs, okay? Then we have gross profit. In accounting, we have different lines of profit. This is gross profit, showing the first level of profit. This shows how profitable the company's business is, right? The company's core operations, what they do at their core, how profitable it is. Then they begin to look at if there's other income, then they look at their expenses. If you look at the expenses here, right, they are categorized because accountants like to categorize things, okay? So look at this, we have depreciation, we have general and administrative expenses, repairs and maintenance, selling and marketing, staff cost, traveling, utility. When you look at all of these things, right, they are categorized. It's very easy to tell how much are we making, how much are we spending on this, how much are we spending on that. Now, let me go to a very interesting part, right, that I like to talk about a lot, where we've seen a lot of companies where this is an area where we see a lot of fraud going on. Diesel fraud, because there's so many companies where procurement is one major area where they lose money. Procurement, that is one major area where they lose money, okay? So let me show you a typical example of how you can catch something going wrong in your business. Look at this. If electricity is what? 10,000, so you expect it to be 10,000 averagely per month. But in February, it gets to what? 20,000. So you begin to believe that, oh, okay, maybe NEPA gave us more light, gave us light more, that's why it increased. But in March, it went back to 10,000. You're wondering what's going on. But you look at diesel. Diesel is what? 30,000 here. It's still 30,000 here. What does that tell you? That tells you that if electricity is increasing, you expect diesel to decrease, right? What do you think? Can you type in the chat box? What do you think? If electricity is increasing, you expect diesel to decrease. Yes or no? What do you think? Absolutely, very true. Okay, Belema, thank you. Favorton, thank you. Exactly. Can you see very simply, right? Because so many people, when I show them side by side, because sometimes I have to run the account for like 3 months before I start to show them these things side by side. They begin to see the value of these things and they begin to be able to use this for their MPR sessions, monthly performance review sessions, where they're checking, okay, this is our results. They can check it based on budget versus actual, month on month. You can do different types of comparison and it helps you understand your performance and where you are part-time, okay? So this is one way you can check. You check trends, you check the trends. Look, salaries now. Salary is what? Constant, right? Motor vehicle fuel it's increasing. In this month, what happened? This particular month, the MD's car had problems, right? So what happened? The MD used Uber a lot. That's why this increased. And then it increased and it increased. Do you understand? So you begin to ask questions. Why is this increasing? Why is this decreasing? Okay. Look at something else here. Look at this company. If you can't check side by side, you will never know what is truly going on. Trends are very, very important. It tells a lot of story. It helps you understand your business more. Okay, look at this. Repairs and maintenance generator. January 120,000, February 240,000, March 300, April 400, May 500. What does this tell you? Anybody in the chat box, please. What does this tell you? It's increasing, right? What decision do you think you should make? Anybody? Yeah, trends are important, Kenneth. What decision do you think you should make? Generator repairs, get a new gen, replace the gen, fantastic, good, good. Matthew, thank you very much. Can you see? It's increasing, 120. So you keep on repairing. Look, cost of repair, 1.5 million in 5 months. This is the only way you will know what is actually going on. Because there are different ways to look at your financial report. You can look at it in that month. You can look at it in 2 months. You can look at it year till date. That is from January, February, March. You get to know how much we've spent so far. If you want to buy a new gen, you'll be able to get a new gen at less than this price. So do you understand? So this kind of thing. So there was this client of mine where we found out later that the manager had a deal with the mechanic to make sure that gen always keeps on spoiling. That's what happened. And you can also try premium with PHCN. Okay, I think that premium service is for estates. I think they do it for estates. So it depends on where the company is located. If the company is located in an estate where they have the premium service, then they'll be able to opt in for that. But if not, they'll not be able to opt in for that. Thank you, but that was a very good input. Yeah. So this helps you make decisions. Do you see what I mean by helping you make decisions? It helps you make decisions. This is the only way you get to know what is truly going on in your business. Look at this rental of assets. It did not increase. It's constant. They spend 3K per month. You get to know here what happened. They had some learning and development, a little bit of training. So everything you can check them side by side, line by line. Okay, very important. Okay, so let me continue. Wait, my slide. All right, the generator may be good. Get someone. Okay, yeah, they might need to get another person to check it out. Okay, thank you for that. All right. Accountant that gives it to you. So, and for the accountant thing, right, it's either you outsource, it's either you do it yourself, or it's either you get an accountant. So it depends on what level you are in your business. That's what will determine what you should do. Okay. So how should you look at it? You can look at it month on month. You can look at it year on year. Like I said, trend shows you a lot of things. Trend tells you a lot about your business. Okay. All right. So do you want to safeguard your wealth? I'm sure you say yes, right? So you have to do what? Prevent fraud and error. So I'm sure you noticed what I showed you about the electricity and the diesel, and also the generator, right? That's the way you begin to see things in your business, okay? Now look at this quote, really very amazing quote. I don't know the person who said it till today, it's anonymous, right? He said, you cannot manage what you do not measure, okay? So anything you don't measure, you cannot manage. So how do you properly say you are the MD, managing director, when you don't understand your numbers? When you don't measure your numbers, then you don't properly understand what is going on in your business. You have to be abreast of everything that is going on. You have to be able to measure everything so that you can manage it. How do you manage? You're checking, because when you're managing, you're trying to control things, and then you're controlling costs, or you're making decisions as to, do we have to do this to increase revenue? What targets are we going to put in place? We're checking performance every month. You have to measure. For you to even do a performance review session, you have to measure. There has to be data for you to measure. So you have to measure everything. So accounting is something you need in your business. Like I said, you look at it as a support department, right? But it is very important, okay? So structure is not cheap, right? In the beginning, it takes a lot of time and money, but you get it back on an exponential level later. So we find a lot of people saying, oh, marketing is a revenue center, accounting is a cost center, so that's why they focus on marketing and not accounting. No. So I call it a profit center because at the end of the day, it brings you cost savings, because by the time I help you see what's going on here, what's going on there, you realize that it's not about it being a cost center. It's now a what? Profit center, okay? So now, I talked about those trends, right? So now we're going to talk about financial analysis, okay? So we're moving to another level now. So you having accounting, if you've already gotten to a certain level in your business, you probably have an accountant or you have someone get your books ready for you. But otherwise, we're moving to another level where you can also make decisions on a better level. Because what we're talking about, one, a sustainable business, right? A business that's going to be here for like 100 years and just part time, to know what is going on. Finance guys talk more about percentages, okay? So we have these different tools, spreading, common sizing, ratio analysis. So I'm going to give you a little bit. So these are ratios, right? And different levels of analysis that investors make when they're trying to make a decision. Not just investors, even lenders. So even you, the CEO, you will also be making this sort of analysis from time to time. So profitability analysis, is my company profitable? Liquidity analysis, is my company liquid? Leverage, am I exposed to debt? Working capital, do I have money for my day-to-day? Is my company, am I being very efficient in how I manage all of my assets to generate revenue? Cash flow, do I have cash? Where do I make my cash flow from? Is it from operating activities? Because everybody wants to be profitable based on their operations. Equity analysis, you're checking out things that have to do with the market price of the share of the company and blah, 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 okay? So let me show you a case study let me use this case study to show you why analysis is very important. So there was this company, it's a public limited liability company, right? And what happened was they were trying to lay off a lot of their staffs. Why? So the MD said the staffs were the reason why they were not making profit. And the HR manager said, they are not the reasons why we are not making profit. Do you understand? So he was just thinking that the staff cost was the main reason why they were not making profit. So they called us and we had to do this analysis for them, right? And when we did it, look at this, this is what we noticed. So look at this trend. So it was done like in 2016, about, okay? So when we did it, this is what we noticed. This is one way of analyzing the books of the company, right? And if you look at this company makes 48 billion, right? But their cost of sale is 43 billion. That means their direct cost, that is raw materials alone, takes 91% from what they make. What does that tell you? Anybody? What do you think? Anybody? Profit margin is very slim, exactly. Low margin, fantastic, good. So if they did not do this analysis, they will not be able to see. Can you see? This is also year on year, right? They might need to look into their prices. Yeah, thank you, Felua. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm sure you're talking about their pricing. So pricing, remember with pricing again, we have to also check that they are competitive. Do you understand? Somebody's talking about inflated prices. Yeah, so let me tell you one of the major problems they had. So after dissecting, so it wasn't procurement per se, they were importing their raw materials from the US. And when they import, foreign exchange, right? Exchange rate was what? Moving up, down, up, down, up, down. So it really affected them. And they didn't have operational efficiency. That's one of the things that killed them, okay? So what I'm just trying to show you here is how you make what? Decisions. Do you understand? So this is management trying to use this to make decisions. What about the lender? Right? The lender is also checking out, okay, is this company profitable? Let me check. Oh, they have very slim margin here. If they have slim margin here, then how much is going to get to their bottom line? So this year they're making a 5% loss, this year 24% loss, this year 15% loss, this year 26% loss. So it keeps on increasing. So if a lender is looking at this, he really doesn't want to give you money. If he gives you money, he's looking at it as, oh, a capital injection. Now, if you're talking to an investor, right? An investor is also looking at what? Like I said, investors look at things in what? Percentages. That's what they're looking at. So they begin to make their decision and say, oh, here I can see that, oh, 91% here. There's no operational efficiency, okay? So while you're doing this, you are able to see where you are at time. You're able to see where you are, okay? All right. So same thing goes to the what? Balance sheet, right? They're also checking out what is the composition. This is a manufacturing company, so you expect most of their assets to be in what? Property, plant, and equipment, fixed assets. Look at their inventory. They have so many other things, right? So let me move to the ratios. This is where I actually wanted to talk about. Like I said, you'll be looking at the profitability analysis, liquidity analysis, efficiency, leverage. So if you notice with business plans, right, when you do business plans, a very comprehensive business plan is going to have all of these things, right? Because these are things that investors like to look out for. So this is what I was saying, that whether you are management, like I said, the financial statements are needed for what? Decision making. Who are the three key people that want to make decisions? Let's say the management. We'll also talk about the lender, and we'll also talk about the investors, okay? So these are three major people who want to make decisions, right? So if you look at management is looking at it, they know where they are per time. They're looking at a lender. Let me show you what a lender will be looking at. So a lender is looking here, and he's saying, you already are exposed to debt 1,266%. He's looking at it, they are very risky here. He doesn't want to give you money. Do you understand? So this is how they look at things, right? 138, okay, 169, okay, here you're taking up more debt, here you're taking up more debt, debt keeps on increasing as they keep on checking it, right? Look here again, they're talking about interest coverage. How many times can your profits pay interest? Is negative, your profits cannot even pay interest. The lender is not interested in giving you money here, right? They're looking at your operating efficiency, okay? How many days are you out of cash for? Here, it shows that this company is out of cash for 154 days here. They're out of cash for 117 days here. They're out of cash for 32 days here. Can you see? This kind of company, they get to see whether they have problems here. So even you as management, you should be able to have checked this even before you go to meet a lender or an investor. So this is how numbers help you make decisions on a more strategic level. So this is not just pure accounting, right? Now we're talking about the numbers, talking about it on the level where the investor is looking at, right? Pure finance stuff. We're looking at it in percentages. Profitability, is sales growing? It's not growing, it's minus 28. Is it growing? Okay, it's grown by 38%. What happened? It dropped again, 16%. What of profit margin? Gross profit margin was 5% here, it dropped to 2%, it increased to 8%. This is how investors look at stocks, right? And this is one of the reasons why you must get your numbers right. This is one of the reasons why you must ensure you have the key metrics every month to check where you are part time, okay? Very important. Okay, then, all right, then let me share something else with you. Okay, so look at this. This is a dashboard, right? That shows what's happening in the business, okay? It shows everything like on this sheet. So you can check different months. So these are all decision-making tools. You can check January, showing based on January, February. You keep on checking. You can check up to whatever month you are on. Keep checking. Revenue, you can check. From last year, it increased. There's a decrease of what? 1%. What was our target? Target achievement, we've already met it by what? 108%. You can see everything on a dashboard, okay? This is how you should have your numbers, right? Because anything you want to see, you can always see it here. So there are different ways of showing you your numbers. You can just look at it based on how it is, like on a financial statement, just 1 month. You can look at it month on month. You can look at it year on year. You can look at it on the dashboard. Can you see? All of these things tell you a story. They tell you what's going on. Look at this gross profit margin. It's showing that this company is making what? 32.6% from their gross profit, right? As their gross profit. Operating profit margin, they've been able to control their expenses by 12%. Net profit margin. So revenue is called top line, right? And your net profit is called bottom line. So you can see from their top line, 9,184, they are able to get 16.4%, right? This is how investors look at your numbers, right? So why am I focusing on this tonight, right? I'm focusing on this because most times you say you want to grow, because a company can grow two ways. Either they grow organically or they grow by mergers and acquisition. Do you understand? If they are growing organically, they are going by their internal, they just keep retaining their profits and keep growing. Maybe they use loans and they keep growing and growing and growing, right? But when they are growing through mergers and acquisition, they have to merge with another company. So there are two different ways a company can grow. And also people receive what? Capital injection, right? Either from what? Debt or from what? Equity. And before these people give you money, so I'm sure people we have here, we have people who have businesses that are making like hundreds of millions, right? Before you have people give you serious capital investment, right? Capital injection. These are the things they'll be looking out for. Okay, so that's why I'm here today, to just tell you that you have to start to put these things in place, and you have to start looking at your numbers more strategically, So if you're just looking at it before as inflow minus outflow, then you're not there yet, okay? So you have to start looking at it more strategically. You have to look at it month on month. You have to look at it year on year. You have to look at it in percentages. You have to look at it on a dashboard. When you start to look at it like this, it begins to make more sense. And above all, right? Because I've had a client where I kept on giving him his books and he did not understand jack. Do you understand? So above all, you must have to be, you must be willing to invest in what financial literacy to learn how to understand these numbers, because I'm sure for some people in the audience tonight, they already understand some of the things I'm saying, but for some, they sound like jargons, right? So you also have to invest in those things because they help you. When you are working on this level, that's when you say you're now that level where your business is really operating, you know everything that is going on in your business at a particular point in time, okay? So this is very important. You check, look at everything. We have receivable days. This shows you your debtors. How many days are they owing you for? How many people are owing you for less than 30 days? 510. How many people less than 60 days? 383. How much is less than 90 days? 255. How many people are greater than 90 days? 128. So it shows you how long people are owing you money for. Also payables. Payables are your suppliers you are owing. It also shows the same thing. How many people are overdue here? We have 586. What percentage of the receivable is already overdue? 46%. This is a very important tool, okay? Very important tool. So there are so many CEOs that this is just all they have, because some people don't have time to look at it this way, right? They don't have time to look at it this way. It's not really very interesting for them this way. Some C-suite executives, they don't like to look at it this way because they just feel it's not very interesting for them. So they get to look at it based on using the dashboard. Okay? And it helps them make decisions better. They get to understand their business better. Okay, so sometimes in the beginning, like I said, it might look like a lot. It might even be overwhelming, right? But at the end of the day, these are the things that will help your business become sustainable in the long run. So you have to ensure that you invest in putting your numbers together. Okay, very important. Can you see? All of these ratios tell a story. Time will not permit me to explain all of these things. All of this tell a story. The balance sheet, you can check your company. 606,706, all this are in millions, and debt is what, 573. So you can see the capital structure from here. Okay, so very important, very, 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 very important. So if you want to build a business that will outlive you, you cannot just keep doing income minus expense, right? Then even apart from having an accountant, you have to use that number, those numbers to make a decision. If you want to grow and expand, you'll be using the numbers to make a decision, okay? So it's very important. You can check year to date, any month per time, everything just keeps on changing. Very important, okay? So let me go back to my slides. All right, okay. So do you want your business to be sustainable? You have to up your game so that you can build a sustainable business that will outlive you. Thank you very much. Do we have any questions?
A lot of questions.
A lot. Oh my God.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
There will be a lot of questions. Well, if you have a question, you know how we do it here. Just go to icon and raise your hands. And then once you have your video on, we'll unmute you. And I think people are already commenting on the chat room. Marian, you can look at the chat room. Some people are saying,
okay.
Wonderful presentation. Wonderful presentation, great presentation and all that. Okay, somebody's saying that, can you share the CFO dashboard template? Is it possible?
No, I can't share it.
Why? Okay, I thought they said you should explain it.
To explain it. Okay, the person hasn't asked a question.
Okay, can you explain the templates, the CFO template? Let's put it that way.
Okay, does the person want me to run through it again, or the person just wants to see it?
She'll do us a favor by letting us know what you want to do. Is that you want to see it or you want them to send it to you? Sending it to you kind of will be a bit impossible. Show my cousin or my family, wherever you are, because there's an addition attached to your name. Okay, since Shehu is still, we're still waiting for Shehu. Okay, people are telling you, Mary, I hope you see in the chat room. Are you seeing the chat room? Okay.
Yes, yeah, I can see.
I can see Shehu.
I can see someone here.
Do you want to unmute?
Somebody talking about a small business.
Don't worry, we'll come back to that, Miriam. I think Shehu is ready now. I think we can just unmute him. Oluwaseun Adesanya. That's the fake Adesanya. Don't worry, I know him very well. Unmute him.
Good evening, sirs. Good evening, everyone. I think this is the original Adesanya, and thanks for muting me because you are paying back the Wow, Miriam, thanks for this. This is awesome. I strongly believe that this actually has been the major challenge of SMEs in Nigeria, especially. Many of them believe that the only language of business is just making money rather than having a proper accounting for money. And this is quite helpful. Just my last request, can you share the CFO template?
Okay, let's talk later.
Awesome. Thanks for this, man. Really appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. All right, SME, favored son. How can SME get templates to monitor their numbers? Okay, so there's this, there's one of this accounting software I deploy for some SMEs, right? Because all my clients, it depends on their size. That determines the type of software I deploy for them. So if you're an SME on the go and you want to try to do things on your phone, you understand, you can use Zoho Books. So Zoho Books has some of this, their dashboard is quite interactive, but it might not be as detailed as this, but at least you get something. Zoho Books, let me type it in the chat section for you. Favored son, I'm talking to you. I'm Zoho Books. So you can check it out. Okay. Jide Shoyemi, if Nigerian government will follow your analysis, we'll be out of all these financial distress. So Nigeria is just because we spend more on recurrent expenditure than on infrastructure. That's one of our major problems. Then with the corruption, debt, and that's what's putting us in so much trouble. So, but obviously they have analyst board because they know what they are going to do. They will not, you know, you understand. Okay.
Let me say, Maria, can you hear me?
Yes, Pastor, I can hear you.
Okay, let me just acknowledge the presence of Jide Shoyemi. Jide Shoyemi is a secondary school.
Okay.
Is a secondary school classmate, and he's the one those days.
Wow.
If Jide Shoyemi is telling you that you did a good presentation, and it's tied to numbers, then you should go home and be clapping for yourself. Because Jide Shoyemi, those days when we were in secondary school, Jide Shoyemi, although we were in the same class, but he was our maths teacher. I mean, he's the one that will come to the classroom, a fellow student, and be teaching us numbers.
Wow.
So, Jide, it's good to have you here. It's good to see you. Probably you switch on your video very soon so that you can greet my people. Jide, thank you for joining it. Over to you, Marian.
Okay, yeah. So someone was talking about how to strike a balance between receivables and payables. Let me see. I can't find that anymore. Receivables and payables. Yeah, Okpe Olaniran, how do you strike a balance between receivable and payable? So that has to do with the number of days. So having, how do I put this? The number of credit days that your suppliers give you should be shorter, no, should be longer than the number of days that you give to your customers for credit. Why? Because of liquidity, okay? Because, let me see if I have it here. Okay, it's not showing side by side. Okay, so because if it shows the number of days that the company will be out of cash flow, because if your suppliers give you credit days of 60 days and your customer give you, and you give your customer credit days of 30 days, that way you will never be out of cash. Do you understand? But if you give your customer 60 days and your suppliers give you 30 days, you will be out of cash for 30 days. And if you're out of cash for 30 days, you will have to borrow. You will not be liquid. Remember, that's day-to-day operations. You know, receivables arises out of credit sales and payables arises out of credit purchases, right? So you have to do a proper matching between both of them. If you match them appropriately, you will never be out of cash, because there's something we call spontaneous financing, whereby somebody is financing you spontaneously, even without you asking for it. Because if you have to go to a bank is going to charge you interest for whatever you, for even if it's just overdraft of say 30 days, right? They'll charge you an interest for it. But if you can manage internally your operating cycle, you will never be out of cash. So you have to be able to strike a balance there. I don't know if I was able to help you with that question.
Okay, Emmanuel, you want to say something? Do you want to unmute Emmanuel, please? We'll muted him.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Marian. And it looks like we reserved the best for the last. And it's really amazing. I was following on my other device. I was the Pastor Emmanuel that was typing on my other, Pastor Ifeanyi that was typing on my other device.
Okay.
And I'm really grateful for this session. I wanted to find out the new list of critical skills in South Africa is part of them is fraud examiner. Can a fraud examiner also do this? Is because I heard you talking about error and fraud, or is it just a minute part of what you do?
Not really. So in accounting, right? So we have accounting, we have finance, we have different types of accountants. We have the auditors, we have the tax accountant, we have management accountants, and we have reporting accountants. So those auditors, those are the guys that do those kinds of things. So for auditors, we have internal auditors. Those are the people that are involved in day-to-day. They go to check that controls are put in place. Then we have the external auditors. Those are the KPMG and Co. who come to ensure that everything was prepared properly so that they can safeguard the shareholders' wealth. Because what happens is with most companies is that, for example, the public companies, what happens with them is the shareholder is not the same thing as the manager. So the managers are different from the shareholders. And because of that, the managers involved in day-to-day, there's an information asymmetry between both of them. And that could make the shareholders not get the best. So they have to bring an external auditor to come in to check that the managers have managed the company properly. So that's what the KPMGs and Co do. Then we now have fraud examiners. Those ones do forensics. They are very specialized types of people. Because everything at the end of those fraud examination, it ends in litigation. That's what happens there. So it's a different type of, there are different types of auditors. That's what they are. So we have some forensic accountants, forensic auditors, and I think there's even forensic psychologists, you know, but it always ends in litigation. So that's what those fraud guys specialize in.
Okay, so if I call you a bookkeeper, would that be an insult? Or, you know,
No,
I just want to...
No.
Okay.
No. I keep books. I'm bookkeeper, accountant, analyst, everything. I can wear any cap any day. So yeah, so it's not an insult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Somebody was raising their hand, Trader NG. This guy has been screaming from the first time you came that he's happy about this course. I'm sure he has a very interesting question. I'm just trying to find him so I can unmute him. Just 1 minute. Okay. Okay.
Trader NG platform. Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank you very much,
Yes.
Miriam, for such an awesome presentation. I really learned a lot, and I adjusted a lot as well. So my question is, I run a two-sided marketplace. I help people buy things from major markets, right? So my question is, now I have users that pay me, and I also pay the merchants, right? Now you mentioned the top line. So is my top line the amount of money I receive from my users, or my top line is going to be the commission I charge for actually presenting that service to my users? Because they pay me, but 90% of the money is not mine. I have to remit it to the merchant. So if my top line is going to be on top of the whole revenue I collect, that's going to be increasing my taxes, and it's going to just look way high and make me pay lots in taxes. So my question is, am I going to take my top line as a commission I charge for my service, or am I going to take my top line as all the revenue I receive from my users? I don't know if my question is clear.
Yeah, it's clear. All right. So your top line is the commission. That is what you earned. So the top line is your commission.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're talking about tax now. I just want to ask one question before I go to what Jide is asking. Talking about tax, is there ways to make sure that we're not paying more than supposed to the tax guys? For instance, as a church is an NGO, is registered as an NGO in South Africa, and my salaries are taxed, and the tax is a progressive taxation. So is there something that can be done? Maybe, I don't know, I'm not trying to evade tax here. I'm just trying to see if maybe things like CSO, CSR, if there's anything that can reduce tax that we have not thought about yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So sometimes some company policies, okay? So you could okay, so are you talking about your church, or you personally, your own personal income?
My personal income, yes.
Oh, okay, for your personal income. Oh, so you could also increase maybe your pension. So when your pension increases, it decreases your taxable income. So that's one thing. Your pension decreases your taxable income. Then you should also some other, I think, life insurance too. Yeah, life insurance too.
Does life insurance? Okay, life insurance is not taxable.
Yeah, life insurance. Yeah, insurance premium. Yeah. So once you increase those things, right, then it will decrease your taxable income.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Jide is asking a question. Said, Miriam, can I ask just one question? Why is it difficult for accountants to detect fraud from government establishments?
Because they will kill them now. they kill auditors. I remember when I was in school, they killed my lecturer because he was auditing a government organization. They killed him. He didn't come back to school. He was a forensic auditor.
So you're an endangered species.
Oh, I'm not an auditor. So I don't even like audit. I don't like audit. But I know how to catch thieves because I know how to put controls in place to catch a thief. There are some companies that once I step in, people resign the next day, like, because they know that someone will catch us. Because once you just say accountant is coming, they know that there's no lacuna anymore. But I don't like audits, so But so for Nigerian government, it's because they'll start to chase them. Because they'll come to meet you behind and tell you, oh yeah, we stole this money, 10 billion. Yes, oh yeah. Take 1 billion, shut up and go. Tell them you didn't see anything. That's what they do. So that's what's happening in Nigeria. So I have friends who do it, and I have a friend, and I'm scared for him, but he thinks, he knows he's fine. So
somebody's asking, how do we connect with you?
Okay, so maybe I'll put my details in the chat box at the end of the meeting.
do you maybe have like a free mentoring class, or, you know, like maybe something you do monthly or something that people can just keep checking up, or maybe like an Instagram page, a YouTube that people can go look up
Yes.
some free videos?
I have an Instagram page, so I was just about to start a monthly thing. Pastor Nee really inspired me. It really inspired me. So I'm starting my monthly programs next month. So you can look out for that. So let me put my Instagram handle here so you can
Why
see
you,
it
why
and
not
maybe follow me. Why not what?
weekly? Why are you doing it monthly?
Pastor, I don't have power like you.
No. For consistency, and then for you to stay in people's faces, you need to do it weekly. Monthly, we may forget it the next one.
Oh,
But when you do it weekly, we keep track of what you're doing. And it helps you get into the people's heart quickly and into their mind quickly. Unlike when you do it monthly. After 1 month, we forget all the things you have taught. And then when you come back the next one, that's when we remember that she said this last month. But if you do it weekly, it's going to be more impactful. So I think you should consider weekly, not monthly.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the problem with telling me what you want to do. He will expand it.
He will expand it for you, yeah, you understand. Okay, so I can see a question here. Blessing Bako. Yeah. How do people in networking business keep proper financial records? You just have to track everything because we can't trust our memory, okay? So we have to just track everything. So what records should you keep? So basically what cuts across every company is you must keep sales, right? That's your revenue. You must keep all your purchases, right? You must keep all your expenses. Those are three major things you must keep. Then if you sell product, you must keep track of your inventory, what goes in and what comes out. Then naturally, you must always keep all your invoices and receipts. So when you keep that, then you can start from there. So maybe what I'll do is, so if you follow me, maybe that will be one of the topics I'll also treat, helping SMEs know the kind of books to keep. Okay, so maybe if you follow me, I'll do that. As one of the first topics I'll do when I start my Instagram live. Okay. Then
amazing. Someone is asking for books. Can you recommend books?
Okay, no books per se, but so if you go on YouTube, you'll find a lot of stuffs. So, but there's no book per se.
Okay, someone is saying that weekly program must start too.
Must.
I can't wait to register as a student.
Okay,
so
no problem.
When they start paying school fees, I'll keep the books. I've actually learned.
Yes, no problem. We'll pay. Okay, Yetunde A. I distribute for different companies to supermarkets and eateries. How can I better manage it? Okay, please, can you help her unmute her mic so I can understand her better, please? Can she? Yetunde A.
Okay, let me look for her. Yetunde A. Okay. Yetunde, I've asked you to unmute. Can you also turn on your video as well? Hi, Yetunde.
Hello.
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 Okay. Okay, actually, you can just speak. If we can't get your video, maybe just unmute yourself. Okay. Yeah, I can see you now. Hi. Oh, I think she has bad network.
Okay, yeah. Okay, she's back. Yetunde, we can see you and we can hear you as well.
I think she can't connect.
Okay, I can see Akiade Oluyide. He says, how
And-
does one solve recurrent cash flow problem that occur within a space of 3 months during the same period oh, that means your business is cyclical. Your business is seasonal. You have to study your business. So you see why, sorry, Yetunde, hold on. You see why the numbers are important. Akiade Oluyide, are you listening? I'm responding to your question here. So your business is seasonal. That's what we call cyclicality. You have to study. So for example, I had some clients who were in the media industry, and you know, in December, there's always events upon events upon events. So they go, they're doing this event at a hotel, they're doing this event somewhere, you know, where we have so many events, like maybe Easter, all the comedians have events, right? Those are the times when they make so much money. So they can make as much as 100 million, 200 million in December and in April. But in January, nothing. Do you understand? So you have to study your business. So you see, if you're not looking at the numbers, you will never know when your sales is going up or coming down. So you see those trends I showed you. I probably had to pull out those figures to show you guys tonight, because if we were doing Instagram Live, I won't be able to show you anything. But Zoom is good, so I can share screen, so I can show you stuff, right? When you look at it side by side, it will tell you a story, Sha. So let me show you. Look at this now. Look at this, right? Look at your screen. Right, can you see? Sales, it's easy to tell that it dropped in March. Can you see? It's easy to tell that sales dropped in March. You begin to ask questions. Let me tell you something, there's no need going to go and do any board meeting when you don't have numbers. I'm not joking, because this will help you ask the right questions. So if I'm going to a board meeting with staffs here now, right? What will I do? I'll ask them, what happened? Why did it drop in March? I'll begin to ask questions. Our clients didn't come. They didn't answer us. They didn't this, they didn't that. That's when you begin. See, when you check trends, when the trend goes up, you ask questions. Why did it go up? Keep on doing that thing, right? When it goes down, why did it go down? You ask questions. When a trend goes down, ask questions. It's the same thing you do with your personal life. If you're tracking your personal life, right, you know when something is going down, when it's going up, right? That's the same thing you do for your business. You check the trends. Trends are very important. Trends are very powerful. Very, very powerful. That's why I decided to show you these things using the numbers today. Very powerful. See, in May, what happened? It spiked up again. You ask questions. Why did it spike up? So here it's showing that, oh, maybe it was still the same number of clients that they had here. Here, what happened? Okay, maybe one extra client. Oh, fantastic. Do you understand what happened? Here, what's happening? Retainership, one client. Retainership, one client. One client. Here, what happened? We now have 2 clients. Can you see? It tells you a story. The numbers tell you a story. The numbers never lie. That's why I chose the topic. The numbers will never lie to you. It will always tell you a story. So this is one way you can track what is going on.
Okay. I think Akinade is actually in an airplane now, so perhaps that's why he wasn't able to talk.
Oh, wow.
When you say numbers never lie, doesn't it depend on the person who prepared the numbers?
Mm-hmm. That's why you have to make sure you put mitigants in place too. So you have to first have put controls in place, right, to ensure it is accurate before you now start doing those analysis. Because if you do an analysis based on wrong numbers, your analysis is as good as your numbers, right? So if the numbers are wrong, the analysis will be wronger.
Yeah. So what is most important? Is it the human being or the numbers?
So it's not just the human being, right? So look what I said here. When I was sharing my screen, right, I said that there was a place where I talked about
by the way, your slides are amazing, Miriam.
Oh, thank you. All right, so I said for accounting, 4 things are important, right? People, process, technology, compliance. If you are still using biro and paper, you are in trouble. You're not employing technology. If you're using Excel, you're even better, because Excel is like hybrid, right? It's a little bit of technology, a little bit of manual. When you now start using accounting softwares, that's why you're now getting more accurate, you understand? Because when you're using accounting softwares, there's no case of error, except if the person made the error when putting in the data, right? Okay, then when you talk about process, if you put processes in place, it will be easy for the people to, for the people matter. You have to get competent people, be ready to pay. competent people that have experience. Do you understand? Be ready to pay. Or you get a consultant that can manage the person until the person is fine. Depends on how complex your business is. Okay. Then you talk about compliance. So these are very important things in accounting: people, process, technology, compliance. If you look at the big four, these are the things they always shout of: people, process, technology, and compliance. Very important.
Okay. Tope has a question.
Yeah.
Tope,
Okay.
are you there? Hi, Tope. I've asked you to unmute. Can I do that again? Can you please unmute?
Okay, thank you, Pastor, bringing in Miriam to speak on this very important topic. She has mentioned a lot of financial KPI ranging from gross profit margin to sales growth, liquidity ratio, and working capital. However, can I take her a bit away from the numeric KPI to non-financial KPI that refer to financial capital of an organization, such as the knowledge, the skills, the brands, the relationship of an SME or of a corporate organization? How do you also put in numbers to that? Because those are non-financial KPIs, but they are very important to the growth and survival of an organization. Thank you.
So
Did you get that? Okay.
so I think he's talking about how we can put non-financial KPIs.
Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes they can be difficult to measure, but for so that's what management accountants do, right? Management accountants. So they deal with all the performance measurements and all of those things. So once they can measure it, then they can attach a KPI to it. So it depends. So sometimes we have sales, we have different metrics to track sales. We have customer service, we have different metrics to track it. We have what else? What other part is very important? So it depends on what area you want to track. So it's not just tracking only that numbers. Like I said, whatever you don't measure, you cannot manage, right? So as long as it can be measured, right? Even if it's a non-financial KPI, as long as it can be measured, then as long as it can be measured, they just track it and they can attach a KPI to it. So for people who don't know, KPI is key performance indicator. So as long as it can be measured, they can attach a KPI to it. So it doesn't have to be all numbers, gross profit margin, net profit margin. So sales can be tracked in numbers. Customer service, for customer service is number of customer complaints, how many were handled, how many people did we lose this month, blah, 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 blah. So everything can be measured. Once it can be measured, it can be tracked, then we're good. So it's not just financial KPIs you can have, there are also what's non-financial KPIs too.
Okay, I think Victor is raising his hand before we, okay. Tokwa is clapping. I'm sure you did a good job, and I think Victor is raising his hand. Can we unmute Victor, please?
Okay, Victor. Haruna, I've been expecting you to talk. Is it Victor Haruna or Tenaga? Okay.
Okay, good evening. I hope my camera is on. Good evening. Great work. First, I want to say thank you to Pastor Nee for putting this together. Miriam, you're doing a great job. I thought to put more light to the previous question from Sopedari. So where he spoke about where he asked about concept that surrounds management accounting. So for those who are in business, probably SMEs or people who are here thinking about numbers tonight, it is important that you want to measure how fruitful a relationship has been to your business. You want to sit down to measure, looking at trend analysis and some of the things that Miriam has shown us tonight. Sometimes it's okay to say that we formed new partnership and new alliances last week or last month or last year. What are the figures coming from that area, from those areas? There are new sales channels that have been opened up. our figures changing based on those steps that we took. So that speaks to how we're able to measure relationships as regards the numbers that come in. Sometimes you're not able to put accurate figures to it, but then by the time you check your trends, you're able to see that, okay, our figures began to change in February and in March, and in January we actually made some decisions to begin to partner with some people. Probably the MD is speaking to some new people. So we need to now brings us to the KPI that are non-financials to say that it is not impossible that new alliances and new relationships are beginning to contribute to the bottom line for us. So let's do more. Let's explore more. What more can we do? So sales really is basically about relationships, or more importantly about relationships. So we're saying, can we look further into the Alaba market? We broke into Alaba market this month, and then the figures changed. What happened? What are the people that we met there? Those are probably non-financial KPIs that at the end of the day, we're not able to say that this is the Naira that came from so thing, but then we are seeing the impact of those things on our books. And I thought you just had to, that's it, Miriam.
Okay, VHF, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
VHF is for old TVO. It's not
extraordinary. Sir?
Okay.
Let me say this. Tokwe, thank you for acknowledging when everybody answered. Thank you so much. Tokwe Dari is one of those people that are keeping me in Lagos, making sure I don't go back to my hometown so quickly. So Tokwe, thank you so much for keeping me here. Hope to see you on Sunday, Tokwe, next week Sunday. I've not seen your affirmation or your confirmation yet. So quickly, Victor, thank you. Miriam, thank you. Emmanuel, thank you. Interestingly, you know what? I have this business think tank that we do, and we have a lot of people on our platform. So when it comes to finances, trying to tidy up those side of finances, we always get Miriam to go there. She's the one who goes there to help them look at their books and everything. And interestingly, she's my accountant. Our company is on retainership with my organization, and they help us do up our books and make sure that we are compliant and we are not on the wrong side of the government policies. So those of us who are here, she comes in highly recommended. So if you want to engage her, get into our website. I think it's Rock Hill Girls or Rock Hill somehow. I hope she's still there. She will type it there. Please engage her.
Yeah, put it in the chat box.
I'm sure she will give you a discount if you mention my name. She can hear me now, so she's going to give you a discount if you mention my name. But let her help you stabilize the book. I know we had a client once that, you know, those guys were raking in billions of Naira, but they don't even know how much their company is worth. So when we got there, we're going to do a whole lot of re-engineering, but how can we re-engineer an organization that we don't even know their numbers? So the first thing we did was to get Miriam into that organization to help us even understand the numbers that we are dealing with. Yeah, there's somebody coming to meet you that have headache. You can have 10 people with headaches, but they may have different causes of those headaches, different ailments. So what you want to do is to send them to run a test. And you know, when you go run a test medically, it comes out in numbers. It comes out in numbers. They check your prostate, and they say whether it's same size or it's bigger. It comes out in numbers. They check your blood pressure. It comes out in numbers. They check your heartbeat. It comes out in numbers. They check your sugar level. It comes out in numbers. They check your liver function. It comes out in numbers. Everything is in numbers. So we normally send people like that to send Miriam to them to do all that, and it comes out so well. And also Victor, who also contributed. Victor is also an associate consultant with us. He's always my right-hand man whenever I go to all those places. And Victor is a guru when it comes to IT. I mean, He knows all the slangs. He knows all the algorithms of IT. So I'm always taking him along wherever I go to, and he's been a blessing. And also, before I allow Emmanuel continue, I just feel that I need to acknowledge someone before we close this meeting. Not someone, some people, because they are not always seen in front of the camera, neither do they come on the platform and then you see them. But they make things happen. And then let me say this. Many of you that are concerned about the fact that is Niyi Adesanya resting, don't be too bothered about me. Be bothered about these two people or these few people that I'm going to mention their names. You need to be checking up on them because they take the stress away from me. The first person, I don't know whether she's on this call, is my Chief Operating Officer, Juliet Alika. Juliet Alika is my stress absorber. So you guys should be more concerned for her than you should be more concerned for me. And that's why lately we had to start staffing our own office, not my office, but our own office. We had to get a technical assistant. I mean, she's more or less like the brain box of Fifth Gear or near this think tank. You know, I was at the meeting, somebody said, I know you don't write proposal again. I know you don't write reports again. And they are 100% correct. I don't even know how to write proposals again. I don't even know how to write reports again. Juliet spearheads that and make sure all those things are done. If she's on the call, please help me spotlight her. I know she doesn't want to be seen, but you guys, let me go to the chat room and let her know she's loved. Let her know she's appreciated. Let her know she's acknowledged. Juliet Alika, just help me say thank you, Juliet. We love you, Juliet. Thank you, Miriam, for saying that we love you. Help me let her know. And then the next person also that most of you don't see is the one that will set up the meeting, stay there, make sure everything is connected. Is our head of admin. His name, you can't find it on the platform. He's either using the Fifth Gear or Fifth Gear Plus or FGP. I don't know which one. They just need to switch on Niyi. Please help me switch on whichever system is in front, so that I can see him. Switch on the video so that I can see him and spotlight him. Our head of admin, he's also a very tremendous guy. Takes away our stress. That's him. That's him. Yeah, you can see him now smiling. He's Fifth Gear Plus. That is Kehinde Aileru. Kehinde Aileru has been, help me say thank you to Kehinde too. Kehinde takes away the stress.
He's also a DJ sometimes.
He's our DJ. We only acknowledge him as DJ if he gives us the right music. We don't acknowledge him. So our head of admin, very fantastic. And then I have other people also behind here. Aside from those two people also, I have Deji Ogunko. Deji Ogunko takes all the pictures and then admits people. And also, I don't know whether he will switch on his own video so that you can see him and then help me greet him also, Deji Ogunko. And then we have our new guy who is here, Daniel Iola. Let me say thank you to Daniel Iola also. And also Paul Olayemi, Olayemi. Also, he's also here. Let me say thank you to him. He does our
thank you, Paul.
Things happen. Let me also acknowledge the guys behind the camera. There's a guy that, I mean, we were together last week, Saturday at the hotel. I mean, I didn't underrate him anyway. I didn't underrate him. But if I underrated him, I would not have given him the platform to talk to people on that day. But what he delivered that night, I was even scared of my own presentation. Because while I was presenting, those guys were struggling with sleep. They were almost dozing off. And then it took over from me, and those guys couldn't sleep again. And I was wondering, what is this? he was telling us that is his first time of making presentation. Can you imagine? First time of making presentation. Those guys did not sleep. They were almost sleeping when I was talking. You came there and then they did not sleep. Wow. I'm just so glad I've known him for years. So his name is Lani Stevens. I don't know whether he would show his face somewhere. Let us just acknowledge him. He comes in here every day with his cameraman, and then they make sure that the recording is done. He's right there behind the scene. Please help me acknowledge him. Lani Stevens, let me thank him for what he's doing with us.
There's no Lani Stevens. Is it Obe?
On FeedGear Plus is the one showing on FeedGear Plus right now. Can you change?
Okay.
Can you switch over so that they can see his face? He's the one showing right now. Can you see him? And then the guy in red. The guy in red there, those are the people that make sure that my LED works. Media Stretch. They make sure my LED works. You know, how will I say this? We have paid and ordered for our own LED, and it's coming in, should come in anytime soon. But while we're waiting for them to bring it in, this guy's Media Stretch made sure that, I mean, this LED practically sleeps here. It sleeps here. Anything we want to use, anytime we want to use it, is here. And then waiting for our own to arrive from China. And then I must say a big thank you to them. Shegun Olowo, thank you for making sure that we didn't have to wait for our own to arrive. Because when we woke up and then we started to pay for it, you know, it will take some time, some days before they can deliver. It's fully paid for, don't worry. It should even be bigger than this when our own arrives. So, but Media Stretch has been a blessing. They've done everything. So I don't know whether Shegun Olowo is on the call. And then any one of you who need LED screen, you just need to go get Media Stretch. They will give you whichever size that you want at a discounted price. Just mention my name. Good. We again. Yeah, good. And I think the other person that we need to say thank you to is Emmanuel Ifeanyi. Thank you for always being my co-host on this platform, keeping your business in business. You've been a fantastic friend, fantastic partner, fantastic co-host. Your intelligence and the way you ask your question have always made us very, very outstanding. Made people, they will always be looking forward to, where's Emmanuel? Why is it needed? Where is Emmanuel? The day that you didn't show up, that last time you didn't show up, we felt your presence. So I appreciate you. I love you. I know we've come a long way. There's only a few people that will know we've come a long way. We've really come. So thank you for always being there. And then our speaker tonight, just like Emmanuel said, it's as if we reserved the best for the last day. The simplicity of our discussion or our presentation is just so encouraging for those of us who don't like numbers. And thank you, Marian, for showing up. Thank you for being a blessing to us. We appreciate you and we love you. Finally, I think I need to also thank myself for coming up with it, for being there to go out there, even when
yes,
not set. Being bold enough to pull in all my relationships, for being bold enough to sign the checks, to even make some few accusations, because we had to change our generator, because we increased our power, we had to change our generator, and then we can't rely on NEPA or PHCN or electric holding, whatever they call themselves. So whenever we're on this call, we are on generator for like almost 3 to 4 hours we're on generator. So we have to do all that. So I thank myself also for coming up with this. And then you guys should go to the chat room and start thanking me too. Sam, what? Thank you. I don't know. I don't know if you guys still have questions to ask, but I must say thank you to everyone for joining in. But we're not done yet. You remember? We definitely are coming back here next week. Friday, we have the colloquium for pastors. Saturday, we have the colloquium for businessmen. We'll have on Friday, Canon Yemi Adedeji, Sam Okodwa, Andrew Bauer, Lekon Adegowa, Laurie Lidaosa, and then my very own Emmanuel Onoha. And on Saturday, we'll be having Dr. Christopher Kolade, Dr. Godi Ibru of the Sheraton Hotel, and then the Ibru family. We'll also be having Professor Patitomi, Azubike Sikwene, a renowned journalist. He has worked with Punch, is presently with This Day, and also most of us have tasted him, you know his capacity, Samson Davids. Samson Davids is a very, we call him the case study man. They will also be talking Saturday on how you can build a sustainable business. And on Sunday, that is when we'll be having the celebration. And then we want to invite all of you to join us virtually. Virtually invite people. We get here, you will enjoy the music, you enjoy everything. The only thing you will not enjoy or you will not be able to taste is the food and the drinks. But you do us a favor, just buy yourself a drink, buy yourself your food, put it in front of your table, and then when we're dancing and eating, we can both do that together on Sunday. Thank you so much. We're not ending it yet, but I just want to say this while we have enough people on the platform. After next week, we'll go on break probably for 1 month, and then I can assure you when we come back, we're coming back so strong and so powerful. So watch out for that. Emmanuel, over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for all the accolades that you've given out, including to yourself. We sincerely appreciate that, and we don't take it for granted. Relationship must be nurtured. It must be cultivated in such a way that it can be remembered over so many years. And you have been a pioneer. You've been teaching on that line for anyone that gets close to you. So thank you so much for organizing these sessions and for tonight as well. While looking at Miriam's face, I just concluded that all that glitters is not gold. How can a beautiful lady like this walk into an organization and people resign? It simply means that all that glitters is not gold, you know. So, so I just want to thank Miriam. She's been such a wonderful person. She's made accounting not look so scary, and we've learned a lot tonight. There are no more questions. I don't know if she has last words for us before we wrap it up for tonight. Miriam, are you there? Hi, Miriam, are you still there? I think she's unmuted. Okay.
Oh, okay. No, I just want to say thank you to Pastor for having me. It was nice being here. So that's all.
If you don't
No,
mind,
Pastor, you can see what I'm talking about, that gold is not exactly gold.
If you don't mind, I would like to acknowledge Victor Atenega. I can see him on the call.
Okay, is he here? Okay.
Victor Atenega will be with us on Sunday. Victor Atenega is the pastor, a businessman, and he was the worship leader for Archbishop Benson Idahosa when he was alive. So Victor Atenega, I saw your name. Don't think I didn't see you. Yeah, Victor Atenega, I can see your name here. Thank you for coming on. Good. So also I have my friend here, Tokwe Runshewe. Are you still on the call, or you have disappeared? I thought I saw him. Okay, he was here. Tokwe Runshewe, thank you for being part of this. And I can see one of my egbons here, Tunji Adeni. Thank you so much, sir, for joining. I hope. Yeah, I hope you're the one. Thank you for joining. Good. Thank you, everyone. Friday, we're together. Don't say I'm not a pastor and you will not show up. We are discussing more than ministry. We're talking about cultural intelligence. How do you make sure that you don't get caught up in all this critical race theory teaching? You don't get caught up with this racism and everything. You get into that space whenever you find yourself and you make a meaning. You make a meaning and then you are good to go. So you need to be with us on Friday as we discuss that. Please make sure you do that. The recording, somebody's asking if the recording is available and accessible. Yeah. One thing you need to do quickly is to join our Telegram group. Our Telegram group, I'm sure my people will share the link with you. Just make sure you're there. You get a lot of information from us once you're there. Telegram group, they will give you the information on how you can be part of it. And also, those of us who are asking for the Friday program, also join the Telegram group, and then they will give you all the details that you want also. So, good. So you have that there. Awesome. So thank you. Friday for the pastors and also for those people who have plan B. You want to be relevant globally, you need to understand the different cultures and what is required of you. And on Saturday, it's all about business people. And then you can't have those fathers and juggernauts coming on the platform and then you are not here to glean from their experiences. On that platform, that they will have about 200 years experience cumulatively being on that platform on Saturday. And where else do you want to be? That's where you want to be, 7 p.m. on Saturday. And I know Sunday, you don't need an invitation. You will definitely be there because it's all about dancing, 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 dancing. So guys, look forward to seeing you. And please, someone, Deji, please, the Telegram link. People are asking for it. Send it again. People are asking for it so that they can have it immediately. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I want you to switch on your video as we dance. Let's declare the Keeping Your Business in Business series, part 1 closed. Part 1 closed. So I need you to switch on your video. I need to see you dance to the music. I need to see you groove to the music. And if you do not groove to the music, the next time you come, we won't admit you to class. So I'm watching all of you right now. So DJ, can we have some music here, please? Thank you. Can you spotlight us, man? Thank you.
ọba mi o olóore. Sọlọ́run bá ń gbowó fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mò ń mí. Èló ni mo rò pé ẹ ò ṣì lè san, kò sólówó kan o tó lè sanwó ẹ̀mí. Mo dúpẹ́ o Jésù fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mo mú mi. Ọlọ́run bá gbowó fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mo mú mi. Èló ni mo rò pé ẹ ò ṣì lè san, kò sólówó kan o tó lè sanwó ẹ̀mí. Mo dúpẹ́ o Jésù fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mo mú mi. Àní sọ́lọ́run bá ń gbowó fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mo mú mi. Èló ni mo rò pé ẹ ò ṣì lè san, kò sólówó kan o tó lè sanwó ẹ̀mí mi. Mo dúpẹ́ o Jésù fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mo mú mi. Ṣé Ọlọ́run bá gbowó fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mo mú mi? Èló ni mo rò pé ẹ ò ṣì lè san, kò sólówó kan o tó lè sanwó ẹ̀mí mi. Mo dúpẹ́ o Jésù fún afẹ́fẹ́ tí mo mú mi. Àyè ọpẹ́ yọ, ọpẹ́ ló já sí. Àyè ọpẹ́ yọ, ọpẹ́ ló já sí. Àyè ọpẹ́ yọ, ọpẹ́ ló já sí. Lórí ọmọ, lórí aya, lórí ọkọ, lórí iṣẹ́, ọpẹ́ ló já sí. Ẹ ṣé. Ẹ ṣé, ayé ọpẹ́ yọ. Ẹ ṣé, ayé ọpẹ́ yọ. Ọlọ́run o. Mo ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ nínú orin tó ré kọjá. Ẹni Ọlọ́run fẹ́ lọ́mọ èèyàn fẹ́. Ẹ máa yọ́nú sí mi. Àgbàtọ̀mọdé ẹ máa yọ́nú sí mi o. Ọkùnrin tóbìnrin ẹ yọ́nú sí mi. Ẹni bá yọ́nú sí mi. Ṣọ́jú ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba òun lẹ́ máa rí. Mo ní ẹ máa yọ́nú sí mi. Ọkùnrin ẹ yọ́nú sí mi. Obìnrin ẹ yọ́nú sí mi. Gbogbo ẹni bá yọ́nú sí mi o. Ó ṣọ́jú ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọ́nú Ọlọ́run ọba òun lẹ́ máa rí. Àánú mo rí gbà adé orí ọ̀gbìn. Àánú mo rí gbà adé orí ọ̀gbìn. Èmi jáyé